Hello and welcome back to the Nordic Championship. We just had a pretty interesting game one. It was very one-sided. There were points where it was a little bit slower, but we did look at Vipers being very in control of that last game.
Yeah, and they knew exactly what their win condition was. I'm going to say it again and again. As soon as they hit that point, 2 items on their carries, their own upgrades, they just instantly start the Baron, fight breaks out, and they absolutely crush it. And Hillerod, there were some decent attempts, but I think as well, they're picking these compositions that are just harder to play than their opponents. They have to find flanks. They have to find good avenues to attack these carries on the side of Vipers. And it's a lot more difficult to do. And I just think they need to go back to the drawing board and pick some easier to execute compositions for themselves if they want to come out successful in week 2.
Well, let's have a little look at our second matchup of the day. We're going to be looking at Bifrost versus Hybrid. Now, Bifrost were able to get themselves one win with a Draven yesterday, and Hybrid, unfortunately, were on a loss. So Bifrost looking to continue that winning spree, and Hybrid looking to get on the board here. Who are we looking at in this game? What players are we going to be following?
Well, I think Takesa had, in the laning phase, he was put behind pretty heavily. He didn't have a great matchup. The Morgana was something that kept him alive, but didn't really facilitate him to go aggressive. And more attention was put onto him in that matchup as well. But as soon as he got a bit of gold in his pocket, he could just take off. And I had a lot of confidence in this player coming into this into yesterday. And it took a while for him to get going, but once he did, he just was monstrous. I think on the side of Hybrid, I think Kakan had a really solid performance in his game in the top lane. So potentially looking towards him to see what he can do in terms of a strong performance. Overall, I don't think that Hybrid necessarily, them being 0-1, suggests that they're the worst team here. They were up against Singularity, and I've said it time and time again, Singularity is one of our top teams in the league. It was a hard matchup, and in fairness, Hybrid did keep up for like the early mid-game. It was only the late stages where it got rough. We did see Priskanet getting kind of caught out a few times, though, on the Orianna yesterday as well. So I want to see, maybe some less optimistic, as I'll call it, kind of placements and rotations into like 2v1s that he maybe shouldn't be stepping into. Energy, it was an odd game because he wasn't doing particularly great until it just got to the point where like the 4 melees couldn't deal with the amount of peel that Bifrost had on their team. He was on the Veigar yesterday, and all he had to do was just put walls up. Yeah, absolutely. That was all he had to do, and it secured him such a strong performance because it got to the point where the enemy team just couldn't walk at them, and we've seen bans fly through pretty quickly. Riven targeted from Fiala, and then a lot of bans towards Takeset with the Draven and the Misfortune. Akali's taken and instantly answered by Lucian and the Leona. Remember, Lucian's a flex, can go in all 3 lanes, so could match up into the Akali if needs be, but for now, the Leona, pretty aggressive support, but a lot of AD carries taken off the table already.
I'm actually really interested because we haven't had an Akali at all. It's been blue side first ban every game. And now we're looking to see what Bifrost want to pick up as their AD carry. They're going to opt into the Varus 100% win rate here in the Nordic Championship so far. And now do they want to pick themselves up as support?
Also,
or
100% Invox play rate so far, and that's been broken now. It has to be the support. If you leave Braum here, then Hybrid would ban Braum and Tom Kench, and it kind of limits the options, especially when you could be dealing with a Lucian and Leona bot lane. You need something that's going to be able to peel the Varus, and Varus Braum is a really strong duo together. Now for Hybrid, I expect to see a jungle pick here. They could take an AD carry if they want to flex a Lucian, but that kind of eliminates the whole point of picking the Lucian as a flex.
Yeah.
So I expect to see a jungler here, as that's the only place where the Lucian won't go. Jarvan pretty solid into the Varus, because obviously once he's locked into that cage, no way of getting out, and without the Tom Kench to assist him, no one to gobble him up and jump him outside. Lee Sin banned away from Shackles, something that he did have some pretty solid success on yesterday. So
and Yike less though. When he was playing the Lee Sin.
Yike struggled a little bit more, but still a hotly contested jungler for both of these two. There are still options into the Jarvan. Gragas and Gragas can do well into him to interrupt his combo. Gragas and Rek'Sai, sorry, both do well on the early levels. Elise still an option, so a lot of things that are still available. And Syndra, I like to see this because this works really well in tandem with the Lucian flex, because they can both flex between mid and AD carry, and it means that even if you do put the Lucian mid, you have that extra AP source provided, so there's no issue of going to a full AD composition. So smart draft coming out from Bifrost so far.
I expect Hybrid's last ban to be another jungler as well. They banned away the Rek'Sai, so that was one of those things you said counters the Jarvan. Now there's just the odds of like the Gragas being left open. We did see it yesterday as well. So maybe we'll see a movement there from Shackle back to that. But for the moment, Bifrost, one last plan to go. What are they going to take away? What do they want to not have to deal with?
I mean, that's a difficulty, is when you don't know where this Lucian's going. It's really hard to work out. They're going to ban away the Orianna from Piscanet, something that he's happy to take as a safe blind.
Yeah.
That makes sense because one of these roles is going to have to be blinded now. You're going to have to reveal to some degree where the Lucian's going. It looks like they're leaning towards the top lane. Ornn would not be possible here, is a big thing because they're playing into the Braum. Just having that on the composition means your engage is massively limited, so going to go in a different direction. Right now hovering the Kled, but just going to go for something safe in the GP. And that means if you are playing this Lucian and this Leon in the bot lane, you can assist that with a GP ult. And also when you use that Cataclysm onto, say, the Varus on the other side, you can just put the Gangplank ult on top of it. And he's just going to take so much damage at the back end of that.
Alrighty, Bifrost, what do they want to take? They've got a few things left open. They're looking towards the top lane, looking towards the jungle. Their team is a lot less flexible than Hybrid so far. They are just going to pick themselves up the Olaf as their jungler, and now they're looking towards a top lane.
Or maybe a mid. It depends on where necessarily this Akali is going. If they want to put it up against the Gangplank, they do know that matchup. They could also pick a Flex here and keep them both as viable options. I do like the Olaf. It works really well with Braum, and I've said it time and time again. You can make great invades with a Braum, but a Braum and an Olaf, I really want to see Bifrost at level 1 push into Hybrid's jungle because it's such a strong combo. And actually, seeing the Diana come out, so I'm assuming this is going to be mid that puts the Akali top. And into Priscanet specifically, I think this is good because we know he likes to lean towards mages. So the question is, what is he going to do up against the Diana? Because he doesn't have the safety of the Orianna, he doesn't have the disengage of the Syndra. He might be limited in options. LeBlanc could be a decent matchup into this, but is Priscanet going to play that?
We'll have to see. Looks like he's going back towards the mages. Wants some wave clear for his team as well. This will be offering a fair amount of wave clear actually to the side of Hybrid. If they do find himself getting pushed in, you got the Gangplank with the barrels and obviously the ulti for kind of long range wave clear. He's had the Mega Inferno bomb alongside with the bombs as well. A lot of options to clear waves now that are being set up.
I mean, to me, this is just making take sets life hell. Because you imagine you get Cataclysm without a flash. You're going to have the Cannon Barrage and the Mega Inferno bomb fly down on top of you. And it just gives you some tools in terms of disengage because the Satchel Charge is good at splitting up fights. Similarly to like a Blast Cone, you can disengage melee assassins away from you like the Akali, like the Diana. My concern here, though, is if this Akali gets ahead, the 1-3-1 from Bifrost is going to be really strong. And if they can get onto the backline of Hybrid, if they can get on top of the Ziggs, it's going to be so difficult. That's why I'm glad that they do have this Lucian at least. So there is something that... There is a carry who can deal with the sort of pressure from these assassins because he has that mobility. He's also running the cleanse, but still... Yeah. Keeping the Zig safe might be difficult if they start to fall behind.
We're seeing Takes it actually also take the heal as well. He's on a very immobile AD carry. So if he does start to get locked down, he literally has the movement speed and the heal from Cleanse. But, you know, Leona jumps on you. In this matchup, that could just be an easy setup for a Cataclysm and that Cannon Barrage Mega Inferno bomb combo you were talking about. Oh, he switched.
Yeah, he switched.
Last second switch.
The Takesa has a cleanse, and it's Mirbs who has a heal. So I think that makes sense.
I was looking at the wrong side of the screen.
You want to be playing more aggressive on this Leon and this Lucian. You want to be trying to do as much as possible. Yeah. I think the big summon spell thing for me is the fact that Ziggs doesn't have TP. So responding to that side lane pressure is going to be difficult. The advantage you do have is Mega Inferno Bomb. You can just throw that down and clear waves as you can with a Cannon Barrage. So this very much may well be a scaling game for the side of Hybrid eSports. They have the Ziggs, they have the Gangplank. These champions are just going to be monstrous in the later stages. But my concern is the mid-game power of Bifrost combined with that 1-3-1 could be really devastating.
Well, we're taking back to the Summoner's Rift for game number 2 of the Nordic Championship. Day number 2. Bifrost versus Hybrid.
Yes, this is what I want to see. This is what I want to see. Braum and Olaf working together to invade on the bot side of the map. They're challenging the Lucian over here, and there's just no way you can walk up to them.
Yeah, Merp's able to dodge out on that axe. Let's cancel the auto attack out, but he's able to clear that ward down nice and clean.
Okay, so that means that invade was completely pointless. Well, they tried. They tried. That's what we're looking for.
I mean, that's the first invade, though, we've had, so...
It is. Everyone's just been going the defensive starts. I think having Olaf and Braum is enough to say, okay, we need to invade, but a big factor might be finding priority. If the Braum can move to assist the Olaf, that is such a strong duo. I guess we'll have to see. Again, Hybrid, waiting for the later stages. Their bot lane is their sort of early game catalyst. The other solo laners can assist with their global ultimates. So I would like to see some aggressive play from Yike around the bot side. But otherwise, I think they just want to be playing defensive, waiting for a little bit more time. If they get Lucian ahead, if they get him strong, great. But my concern is the 1-3-1 later and just keeping your Ziggs alive against the likes of an Olaf, a Diana, and a Carly. And you see Shackle played out as red with a leash, and he's wanting to split the map. So this is actually a really intelligent play because, as I said, Yike, I want to see him play him on the bot side. This isn't really going to be possible if Shackle splits the map. And right now, Yike is aware of this. He has a ward, so he sees him. So he's not... He can either choose to respond by going to his bot side of the map and contesting Olaf, which is difficult because Olaf is so strong in the early level. What?
What? You good, Chief?
What did I just see?
You know there's just a path out, right?
What did I just see?
Shackle, reach out to me on Twitter, hit Brain. That's just my Twitter handle. What were you doing? I'm genuinely curious on your thought process on that one. Maybe something spooked him. He saw like a bug on his monitor and he freaked and just flashed the wall.
Yeah. I mean, I would have understood that situation if he knew Jarvan was coming and if the enemy bot lane had sort of started to collapse. But from what I saw, maybe I'm wrong, but from what I saw, he wasn't really under any threat.
No, now he's flashless, looking to fight Yike here at the scuttle grab. You don't have flash, so you're not going to take that one. He's just going to have to give it up.
What's weird as well is because he's on a ward, they have his flash time. So I can guarantee as soon as that happens, someone spam pinged his flash and someone question mark pinged it as well. Oh.
Yes, they did. Everybody on the team spammed it. Energy now being run down here by Yike and Priskanet. That's going to be the flag drag combo. You have flashy, you can use it. And Energy taken down. Priskanet finds first blood.
Really good gang coming out. And this is one of the issues with playing a melee mid laner is you have to push up to contest the wave. Good gang coming in from Yike and a better performance already from him on this Jarvan.
Now he doesn't have flash.
And now Shackle's flash will be up sooner. So maybe this was tactical.
Not sure about that one, Chief. Alrighty, so as you can see on the map right now, equal in the bot side of the map. Merbs is playing a little bit further forward here, takes it. Doesn't want to take too much unnecessary damage. Top side, a wave is being caught here by Fiala, so Fiala should be able to equalize out the CS, so they're equal. It's everywhere but mid. Is pretty much equal at the moment. Even so, Energy's actually able to get a good trade off onto Priskanet. Priskanet's going to have to base. Starting to run a little bit low in the old mana pool.
Okay, so I did just quickly skip back to have a look at what happened. And the bot lane of Merbs and Axis did leave lane, but they were both level 1 and they were both miles away when that happened. So very much a spooked flash coming out from Shackle.
Okay. That makes sense to a degree.
Not really, but you know,
you can chalk that down to a little bit of miscommunication.
Yeah, a little bit nervous.
Khan is getting bullied pretty heavily here by Fiala. Obviously, with the corrupting potion, with the tangerines, he's going to be able to heal himself up.
Yeah, Khan actually had a huge amount of prio before, so he was able to get a reset, and now you can see in his pockets he has a stocked up corrupting potion, which he just used a bit to heal up, but he also has the extra health, the extra mana to shove in. So now Fiala, he'll recall. The timing is good because it's a cannon wave. One of the big things with the cannon wave is the tower takes a really, really long time to take it down. So should be able to get back to pick up most of that wave regardless. And Shackle, continue with this invading. Got to be a little cautious here because for some reason he is flashless.
Yeah, but Yike is also flashless, so he's feeling confident to go for that.
I think it's more important for Olaf to have the flash because you want to avoid the knockup.
Yeah.
A lot of the damage come out from Jarvan. And also the CC to set everyone else up. Priskanet in a good position here. He's picked up the Lost Chapter, got a decent amount of mana and mana regen, and he isn't looking for Merbs. No dash available, but they won't go any further.
Yeah, he doesn't want to, pointlessly burn flash.
Hate to do that.
Decides just to make Merbs walk away. Now Fiala gets back to the lane, able to clear out this wave. Picks up the Vamp Scepter on this base. Now just going to shove in, but Kakan, not a cannon wave, so like you said, Akali very good at clearing out these waves as well with that 5-point strike. Yike on the other side of the map, though, is going to pick up this Cloud Drake for his team. It's the first Cloud Drake we've had today.
Yep, bottom mid, having priority is a big factor here. Obviously, you saw Takeset and Pedersen trying to freeze a wave just in front of their tower. And the thing with the Ziggs, with all this mana, he's just able to shove freely, but it does mean Shackle can be a little bit greedy again, go for this red buff on the other side of the map.
He's got a flash, he can get out.
Yes, he can. Well, actually, he's coming up in a second. Coming up soon, but he's going to blast Gun over. This could actually be a dive if they wanted onto the gangplank.
Has got level 6, but Fiala also perfect execution available to him. They're holding it for the moment. Shackle has not got the Unstoppable yet, hasn't got the Ragnarok available, and Energy's also roaming up, so they're looking for this gank here. Fiala just acting away, but now they're looking for that dive. That's going to be the Cannon Barrage used preemptively. Barrels are going to get thrown down. Fiala is just trying to do some work here. They've got the Moonfall, and Energy's going to flash away, but he's going to pick up that kill. Shackle holds his life.
Yeah, a little bit.
Very clean dive, actually.
A little bit close to Mega. Oh, the flash!
He had flash!
He had it!
Shackle! That's how you use flash, buddy.
Perfect. Timed it perfectly, but now Priskinet's coming in on the flank. A little bit risky because there's some HP regen coming in from the potions.
Yeah, you need to be a little bit careful. Goes in for the Zenith Blade, lands it onto one. That's going to be Priskinet picking up a kill. Axe has been thrown down to slow him up for the moment. Fiala trying to do his best to keep his team alive. Slow from the 5-point strike. Energy just ducking and diving and dodging everything. Merbs slides in, but isn't going to be able to pick that kill up, and Yike will get the Rift Herald in response here.
Yeah, that's the important thing. They brought their bot lane up. They were there before Takeset and Pedersen, and because they forced all of Bifrost's top side away, they're able to get this Herald pretty easily. So overall, pretty successful. A lot of time was bought by Kakan in that situation, and they got heavily chunked, and that's the power of the Cannon Barrage in that situation. The fact that not only does it slow everyone, make them liable to take more tower hits, but it clears out the wave pretty effectively.
Ooh. Actually, I think Yike might try and shove it down in the mid lane. Obviously, you've got that execution with the satchel charge as well, so it's actually very easy to secure first turret blood with the help of Rift Herald here. He is around, but for the moment, he's not going to use it.
And if there's anyone you want to get all that gold on, it's the Ziggs. And this is a little bit of a sort of different style of game coming out from Bifrost, because last time they were waiting for the sort of late game win condition coming out from their mid laner, but here it's Hybrid who have the late game advantage, and yeah, they're still coming out ahead in the early game. Remember, Bifrost, they did get a win, but it took such a long time before they actually managed to get that win. It wasn't like they had a decisive game they were in control of. They just managed to win a team fight deep into the match.
And it was actually Takeset taking over the map as well. So 0-0-0, pretty much what we saw from him on the Draven yesterday. Slow start, relaxed start. And then when he was able to find a good team fight for himself, he just took over. So maybe that's Bifrost win condition coming into this game as well. They've got that Varus. Like you said, wants those 2 items, really, before he's going to be able to run away with the game.
1 and 2 items, the big spikes for the Varus, but unfortunately in this situation, it's going to be really difficult to play out team fights because you are dealing with, I mean, the Ziggs, the Jarvan, and the Gangplank together, so much targeted damage that's really hard to avoid unless you can flash out the Cataclysm. For now, though, things slowing down a little bit again. Cannon Barrage has just about come up once more. No flash available for Energy, and he's hanging around the mid lane. So if some control can come over from Hybrid in that mid area, they could definitely look to punish him once again. He's got that Catalyst picked up, so a little bit bulkier, but Luden's now on Prisken. It means he does have a lot of burst damage.
Yeah, and a lot of additional wave clear to work with. Energy going towards that rower. We do look, there's just no complete items outside of the Warrior on Shackle currently. Obviously a bit cheaper, so a bit easier to complete. So Energy, curious how much gold he's sitting on. Not enough for Aurora quite yet. Needs 1,600 gold. Thank you very much. He's 300 gold off being able to finish that rower. But yeah, they haven't used this retail mid yet. You can see Yike just hanging around in the back. That's going to be the Moonfall already onto Priskinet. He does throw down the Satchel Charge to get his way out there. Energy holds a minion as well to Luna rush towards it to get his way out.
A little bit ambitious there to try and kill Priskinet. It was a good Satchel Charge though to disengage. And then obviously Yike turning up made it hard to really challenge. Right now we've seen a switch up again. Both sides, bot lanes, looking to prioritize this dragon. And this might have been the timing they're waiting for. As dragons are about to spawn, you can use the Rift Herald to divert Bifrost's attention to the mid lane and then use that pressure to get the dragon. I expect that's what Yike is looking to do with the Herald. And it would potentially lead them to getting their second dragon. But he uncontested. Fiala has now moved down, and Kakan is not in position. But unlike most top laners, the Gangplank can instantly impact the fight with that Cannon Barrage. And Edgy's gone for a reset here to finish that Rod of Ages, and he's going to TP back in. They want to contest this dragon. Remember, Bifrost are a team who will struggle in the later stages of this game, so they do not want to give up much. But the issue is, Kakan, he's just happy to keep pushing away. If you're going to bring Fiala down to contest this, then he'll just take top tower. But it does mean the dragon goes over to Bifrost, but the response from Hybrid is a Rift Herald mid.
Yeah, we are seeing an Ocean Soul as well on the map as Fiala.
No plate gold coming out
Throws
there.
in, has got that perfect execution, takes it, jives forward. Priskanet looking to get the execution off. He's not going to get it. Fiala shuts him down. Did pick up that gold though.
Got the plate gold. If you're going to die anyway, you might as well get something. But right now, it does mean that Bifrost can push up. Cannon Barrage, no surprise to come in, clears out the wave, and they won't even be able to get one plate. And this is the defensive tools that Hybrid has available. Even if there is a successful engage or team fight coming out from Bifrost, as long as the Ziggs or the Gangplank are alive, they can very quickly clear out the waves to come to find an advantage defensively. And yes, Bifrost managed to pick up the dragon, but Hybrid still maintain the gold lead as a result.
Fiala not quite at the point where he's finished up the Hextech Gunblade as well, which is kind of, you know, the big spike for the Akali. So being able to pick that kill up and that assist is nice for him, but we need to see that item come through, or he should be able to deal with people in a 1v1. Does get himself a plate here in the top side, Merbs. So we had to mop up the wave though. Not going to lose any more plates here. His Hybrid have now rotated Kakan down to this bot side of the map. But there is a collapse coming in towards him, and he hasn't got Cannon Barrage. Does have the flash, however. Who's going to look for tank? Takes it, misses out on the ultimate, and will tank a few tower shots here for the moment. That's going to be the Glacial Fissure already, using the Zhonya's to cancel out any additional damage. The bomb does not do much.
Execute on a take set in the end. A little bit messy, but no kills actually going to Hybrid. Ooh.
Energy. Can Luna rush one more time? Has himself the moon full. Takes the cone with him. And Energy almost misses out on the Crescent Slash. Has to flash forward for Priskanet. The slow zone comes down. Energy needs to find one more Q. Does find it and is able to pick the kill up. So the turret plates fall down and first turret blood will go in favor of Hybrid, but they are losing a few members across the map.
Yeah, those solo laners both taken out by Bifrost. Great solo kill coming out from Energy. We saw a really slow performance on the Vigar, but once he's got some momentum going on this Diana, you can see him challenging and trying to find the kills onto the Ziggs. I'm liking the aggression coming out from Bifrost. It's very clear they understand that if they wait in this game, they're not going to do well. But right now, in a pretty comfortable position, Rift Herald spawning soon. Diana, you just saw, was strong. She's hit level 11, got that upgraded ultimate, and Takeset now has a Blade of the Rune King. We talked about this last game. Huge spike for the Varus on that 1 item and 2 item. This could be an opportunity for them to challenge for the Herald and potentially win a team fight.
Takeset's just going to catch his wave. Got that Blade of the Rune King finished up. Gunblade finished on Fiala as well. Into the Essence Reaver. Khan still sitting on components of that Triforce. Did actually go into the Hex Drinker as his first item. Great block with the Unbrockable there. Unbrockable? It's not Pokemon.
Unbreakable.
Unbreakable. As actually means Takeset didn't take any damage there, or very minimal damage. So he's actually very happy with this. He's one from stacking that Cull as well.
A lot of ult coming up very soon. Banners in just about 20 seconds. Orm coming up soon as well. These teams posturing for this one. Hybrid have the priority over mid lane and the vision control over the Herald. Does mean that if they want to go there first, but I think they might be looking for this tower here. The Zig's so close to being able to execute it.
It is moments away.
They have to be careful. If they overcommit for this, they get flanked.
Yeah, well, that's Shaco. He gets the slow in. Luna Rush lands onto free. An instant assassination. Shaco gets onto Priskanet. Fiala jumps in. Shuriken Flip will secure him the kill. 2 free kills are picked up for Bifrost. And only Merbs and only Kakan can defend.
And it's what they need to do. Bifrost finding a great chance to engage onto the backline. Priskanet just overstepping. So greedy for that mid lane tower when all they need to do is stall things out. The Cannon Barrage will stop them from being able to take the mid lane tower, however. And as I said, if the Gangplank's still alive, it can mitigate how many losses Hybrid take. but still, definite advantage there for Bifrost. They've managed to pull the goal lead in their favor by about 2,000, and Shackle should just be able to pick up this Herald.
Fiala moves down to that bot side of the map to make sure this tower doesn't fall to a Kakan shove. Shackle will pick up the Rift Herald here. First turret blood already has fallen in the side of Hybrid. But now, Bifrost should be able to get himself on the board.
This might be enough to break that mid tower. That Bifrost have tried again and again to do so, but constantly countered by this cannon barrage coming out from the gangplank.
And takes it also closing in on that Rage Blade. Just finished up a recurve bow. So getting there. Drake should be spawning up in a little bit as well. So first Ocean. Not too impactful, but getting that Ocean Soul is very nice for you.
And Mibs is on the wrong side of the map. You even see a question mark ping come out from Bifrost. I mean, he's nowhere near to help contest this dragon. Energy's nearly got his TP, and he's currently picking up the blue buff, so he can answer that wave. But just maybe a little bit of a misallocation, but does set the wave up in the top lane favorably if Mibs can get down in time. Right now, Hybrid trying to maintain strength on this Dragonair engage.
Solar Flare is going to land, takes it, instantly cleanses. Energy throws out the Q, but doesn't commit for more. This is very close to being able to get taken down. It looks like they're just going to jump in. Flash comes out, followed up by the Chain of Corruptions. Tower will fall in the meantime, but that's going to be the Ragnarok used. They're jumping in. Moonfall lands, but it's going to be flashed away there by Mervs. Energy's taking a lot of damage on the sidelines as he is ignited. Healing away here, but in comes Fiala. He can look for the executions, but he's going to have to step away. His team are too low, and they're backing off.
Yeah, no ultimate available for Fiala as well, means he cannot go for that play. Hybrid go very aggressive there, and they get punished for it, but they do manage to burn Takeset's flash, but at the cost of 3 of their own. So a little bit overzealous there coming out from Yike to dive between the towers, but they do finally get that mid lane tower. They still have vision control over the Dragon area, and Bifrost haven't made a move to contest this, so I think they might just be giving it up. You can see that Shackle's not even on the same side of the map as a Dragon.
Yeah, push is coming up here by Energy as well on that top side, so they want to try and see if they can get a turret there. So it looks like Hybrid are relatively uninterested in the Dragon for the moment, but they do still have Yike on the right side of the map. Cannon Barrage is available again to Kakan, so the shove is to break out in his mid lane without the Rift Herald. He's just going to be able to secure that as Yike moves into the pit.
Shackle's reset to pick up a Black Cleaver, and he's playing very much for himself. He wants the advantages. He wants to be strong. He has a Black Cleaver. He has a massive farm lead. He's going to be a little bit late to this Dragon that's just going to go straight over to Hybrid. The recourse is that Energy managed to take that tower in the top side, and Herald still available for Shackle wherever he wants to throw it down. Mid lane is the one I'm looking at. The last outer tower available. Very hard for them to actually break through this tower with the Ziggs there, with the wave clear, and the cannon barrage to follow if the Ziggs does end up falling. So right now, Bifrost, they want to keep snowballing this game. Their main objective should be cracking that mid lane tower.
Energy getting jumped onto by Kakan here. Has to flash away. That grass proc from the shot is going to do a lot of damage. Energy is able to put some distance down with the Lunar Rush, and Kakan, he just runs him out. He's got the phase, he's got the movement speed to work with. Energy's going to put the shields up, trying to get the Lunar fall down. There's a lot of damage, but in comes the bomb. Energy is going to get shut down by Kakan, and now Shackle, he looks to try and get himself a turnaround kill here. Kakan has to flash away, but the Ragnarok means he can't get slowed. Yike, trying to get that close in, gets the Cataclysm to pin him in place, and now they're just collapsing here in the mid lane. He's still alive. Shackle's going to go down. Mervs is low, and oh my lord, he takes him out. He dashes away from all of the ultis. Mervs, what an escape.
Huge play coming out from Mervs. Fiala, just, I'm not really sure what was going through his mind there. His positioning was not working out for him, getting underneath the tower. Overall, just some huge plays coming out from Hybrid, starting off with Kakan.
Rift Herald's going to time out. That's going to be the Solar Flare. Prisconnect gets so much burst damage down. Takes it out of there. That's going to be a flash forward as well.
And Hybrid are in a situation, yeah, the Rift Herald actually just timed out just a couple of seconds for Shackle respawn. And Hybrid, you know, I said how they have these later game spikes, but they're coming into their own right now just from some massive oversights from Bifrost. Energy getting caught out in that 1v1. Shackle dying as a result as well. And then just poor play across the map overall. And Bifrost, their game yesterday, they won off the back of having the massive advantage in scaling. Takeset became a monster. There was no way to get on him because of the Vigor, because of the Morgana. That's not going to be the case here. If they go late, they're going to struggle.
All right, well, they have to make something happen, and still Takeset hasn't finished up that second item, so hasn't really hit that kind of main power spike. Khan's finished the Maw, finished the Triforce. This GP is going to be chunking people out now.
And it's so good for the 1v1 because it doesn't matter if you send Fiala or Energy up against him. That Morph Malmortius and the Merc Treads, great against both of them. Massive amount of magic resist picked up already. Right now, Priskanet playing a little bit of a dangerous game there on a ward.
Energy can look for him, but they don't really have the vision just to be launching into people. Bifrost are going to be able to clear themselves out some vision here around this Baron Pit. They know this isn't the next major objective. They don't want to have any risks there. Baron Pit's a really hard thing to fight in if you're Bifrost. You've got to worry about so many AoE, slows, damages, just so much to work with if you're on the side of Hybrid. Looking for something onto Axis, but Axis is able to get his way out.
Hybrid actually split into a 1-3-1 here. This is something I said Bifrost would be pretty effective at doing with the Akali and the Diana in the side lane. But the way it's worked out is Khan is so strong in the 1v1, he's happy to side lane. And instead of sending Priskanet, they're actually using Merbs as a side lane. And this is a strength of Lucian. He's picked as a flex. And although they did put him bot lane, they're using him as a flexible pick so that he can play in the side lanes to answer any 1-3-1 potential from Bifrost. But now though he's moved back in the mid, and it looks like they're trying to contest some of the priority here and get some more control. Baron is up and available if they want to contest it. It's a little while before the next dragon respawns though. Prime Spike available on the Lucian as well with that Infinity Edge and that Essence Reaver. If a crit comes through, it's going to do a ton of damage. Not going for the Blade of the Rune King. This is a sort of later game build. And then we have the Stone Plate on the Jarvan. So if Jarvan jumps on someone, he's going to be able to soak up a ton of damage.
You can see what Hybrid were thinking about doing that Baron there. Ward goes down. They just wanted to start the Baron to bait out that sweeper or that blue trinket. And he gets placed before they even take any damage from Baron. So it's actually pretty nice there for Hybrid. There is no ability to check the pit from a long range anymore if you're Bifrost. It means you have to walk into blind territory at the moment. They have one ping on the edge of the mid lane. You can see it. You could just see it off the side of your screen there a minute ago. So they are effectively running in blind here.
Nice timing though here. Priskanet shoves out mid. And then you see as soon as that happens, Axis recalls, picks up some fresh wards. The big thing that occurred is that it's a minute away from Dragon. So Axis now has a full set of wards and he's moving over towards the Dragon area to secure vision on that. Yeah, he's trying to contest this, but he needs mid priority before he can do so. Priskanets have been handed over the blue as well, so by all means, they're going to be able to contest this mid priority easily. And in a team fight, he's ready to spam spells as much as he needs.
Oh, they actually find something. Oh, support. That is just going to be the end of Braum. You're ignited, buddy. Throws out the ultimate, but
so much damage there. You expected Braum to be able to withstand
double
some
assassins. These two have to do something massive. Look, the jaws can collapse here. Khan gets caught out. That's the Lunar Rush. That's the Moonfall. The ultimate comes down. The Cataclysm to pin him in place. Takes it. Remains untouched. The bomb lands, but it doesn't do too much damage. But that is not enough. Hybrid find himself a couple of kills in return. And Takes it's the only one to stand. 4 members of Bifrost go down. And it's straight onto Baron for Hybrid.
Hybrid turn around so well. They crush Fiala and Energy with all that AoE damage centered in the middle. And Priskanet with a beautiful stopwatch coming out to avoid the damage from the Diana. They've now taken down 3 members. This Baron's theirs. And I said this team had a scale advantage, but they're just winning it mid-game, despite the fact that I expected these assassins as Olaf to be able to challenge them.
There's no contest coming out here from Bifrost. That's going to be the end of Baron Nashor. 25 minutes on the clock. Hybrid, 4,000 gold ahead. And they are looking to push that even further. Takes it. Gonna clear out some wards and maybe try and pick himself up on Ocean Drake, but he doesn't feel comfortable doing that because look, everybody from Hybrid is coming down towards him.
Yeah, if you die for this dragon, they will get so much more than just an Ocean Dragon. They have to back away.
Yeah, Solar Flare was available as well. Axis just says thanks for the leash, buddy. It's back to business.
Oh, the Echo.
Gonna throw it out. Ooh.
He tried.
Piercing arrow at the same time as well. That could have been clutch.
Yes, a good coordination. We can take stock of some of the gold. There's a decent lead coming in for this Lucian, about 800. But I think the bigger thing than just the gold is look at the level advantage. Khan 2 levels up on either of the enemy solo laners. And more importantly, because Merbs has spent so much time in a side lane, he's toe-to-toe in terms of levels with, you know, the Akali with the Diana, with Ziggs, because he's had so much solo experience and takes it at level 12. We saw him yesterday start to take over the game on the Draven. You're not going to be able to do this when you're 2 levels down on your counterpart, and the solution is just pumping out tons of damage.
Buchan just plays nice and far back, keeps those minions barrened up, or at least the cannon. He's going to step away now, building towards that Essence Reaver. So obviously he hasn't gone for the more crit-centric build, where he is building towards that now, but didn't build that as early as possible. He wanted to get that more, so he had that 1v1 versus Energy or Fiala, whoever goes to deal with him. And you can see it's working wonders for him. It's 30 minions up. He's been able to take this turret down. Fiala can't do anything in this matchup, and this is normally more Akali focused.
Looks like a lot of pressure being put on the bot side of the map. You can see Bifrost, we're potentially expecting a 1-3-1, so they sent Shackle up top side to try and kill someone from Hybrid who'd show up. But having seen Diana, this is just a signal that Hybrid can push as much as they want now. They take this bot tile, they take the mid one as well. These waves aren't going to be stopping. Energy could try and TP on a flank. There is a ward quite a distance away. But at this point, Hybrid is so far ahead, I'm not even sure it would work. Critically though, no stopwatch, no flash available for Priskanet. So if they do go for the play, if they do find him, it may have success based on that. But Merbs is the one with a stopwatch and flash available now. So you may take out one carry, but there's still another available.
And look at this, they're able to take down that turret. You see Priskanet roams over as well. He wants to use his satchel charge as effectively as possible. And Bifrost, they just got to pull the trigger at some point, or this game is just going to bleed out of control. Priskanet over the wall, just landing a little bit of poke here and there. That's going to be the chain of corruptions. They might look to spread, actually. Merbs is just going to be able to get out of there, and that's going to be Yike getting himself a kill, but it's a 1-for-1 either way. The bomb's come down. Look at the burst onto Takeset. And Priskanet picks up a double kill on the Ziggs, just running through them. Hybrid now are looking to use their minions, use the supers, and just push up into the base. It's 28 minutes on the clock. Energy and Fiala have to find some big assassinations off here. Perfect execution's available, but for the moment, just hiding out inside that pit. Fiala gets caught out. He's going to get slowed down. Energy trying to do his best to clear out the minions, but the tower's already fallen down. They're looking to try and take out these Nexus turrets. He has got that Lunar Rush available, but he's going to hold it. Kakan, just way too big for the deal for him to deal with. Priskanet and everybody else is going to peel away. Baron has worn off. They don't want to risk it. They don't want to throw the game. Hybrid step away.
Yeah, I think Hybrid got a little bit ahead of themselves there, thinking they could just take the game and then start looking too much at the kills. But overall, they have left the base in shambles. 2 inhibitors down. They've taken away that Nexus turret, and I mean, just the damage from that Ziggs. This is the late game we're talking about. The ult did 70% almost of Takeset's health, just the ultimate alone. And then you can just follow up with a satchel charge and he goes down. Really not very much you can do. And considering the fact that they can set that up so easily with a Cataclysm, they didn't even need to do that there. But it makes it so difficult for this virus to play these team fights.
You can see he's opted into the Hurricane as well. Wants to offer more wave clear to his team. Not that Phantom Dancer, but will keep him alive.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you can wave clear more, so he's going to be able to kill the minions, but I think I'd want that shield right now if I was in his position. Zonya's
I can understand the mindset, though. Like, you got 2 waves of supers, and realistically, you're the best person to clear those waves, so you do it just a little bit quicker now.
Yeah, takes us saying, look, guys, all we have to do is defend on 500 CS. Game's ours.
You're halfway there, buddy.
The thing is, I don't even think he'll help, because right now, Priskanet's so strong. Flash available once again, so it's going to be hard to punish him. And he'll do so much damage to towers as well.
Already onto it. That's going to be the end of that. They're actually going to hold the satchel charge because they got a massive wave here, and they want to secure this last inhibitor turret. There's only 2 turrets left here beside the Hybrid. They're going to jump forward. That's going to be the ulti going down. Solar Flare lands onto Takeset. The wave does start to get cleared out. Solid defense there for the moment, but still a big old wave.
It bought time. You can see Energy potentially looking to go in.
Yeah, you can see the jump forward. Energy has got a bomb landing on top of him already. That's going to be the pickup, though. Already going down. Ragnarok's been used in the cannon barrage onto Shackle. Yike picks him up with the Dragon's Lance and a double kill for him. Only 3 members of Bifrost left to defend. Ocean Soul spawning up in a second, but I don't think it's even going to be necessary here, Hybrid.
Yeah, they got the Ziggs. They got a massive component of Hybrid's strength, but they still had to deal with the rest of their strong members. They still had the GP, and Akali's trying to go for something. It's not going to work out. Zonyas will buy time.
Fiala inside the zone, flips away, uses that shuriken flip as well to get some more space between him. But now they're just looking for take set. Now they're just looking for energy. Kakan is going to take a little bit of poke damage here on the side, but that's going to be the Zenith Blade. That's going to be the cleanse instantly thrown out. Energy trying to find something onto Kakan on the side lane, but underneath the Nexus, take set is actually taking off the game once again. Another kill for the Lunar Rush, and oh my god! Bifrost somehow saved the day once again from the depths of despair.
And they got so much from that, so much shutdown, so much XP. Baron is now spawned. They're going to just be able to take that. They've got super minions pushing in, but as long as one person can defend, this could be a comeback from Bifrost. It looked so bad for them. The game looked liable to be over, but Hybrid, once again, they saw victory in front of them. They overcommitted and made a massive mistake. He's going to go for the Ocean Soul. He is on a ward. I don't think there's anyone who can respond, unless Fiala could TP with no wards nearby. I think they
nearest one's mid lane, so there's no way he's going to be able to contest that. That is going to be Soul, and that does obviously offer the Elder Drake as an option here.
But Bifrost have bought time. That's the important thing. They've bought time for themselves. No Baron to push in on these waves. And we talked about that Runans. Looks like a pretty good investment right now. All they have to do is just clear out the minions and just the catch up in terms of levels. Take set's now level 16. When I last talked about levels, he was 2 levels down on Merbs. He's managed to just catch up in that regards. And Priska now only level 15, sitting pretty far behind. I mean, the gold is almost equal at this point. It's a massive catch up.
It's very, very big for him. You can see he's building towards that Bloodthirster as well, wants to sustain. Now he hasn't got that cleanse. That's the key thing here. No cleanse available to him, no flash. So if they do once again find that Zenith Blade onto him from Axis, Axis will be able to secure that pickup. For the moment, Hybrid, they just got to sort out these waves. Bot lane inhibitor has respawned.
Mid lane.
Means top mid lane's going to spawn as well. Top wasn't actually that long behind either, so
there's a little bit of a delay, so it will be a bit longer, but definitely a good situation to be in. Bifrost to put time, and if Hybrid overstep on this team fight, it could mean the end. At this point, this late in the game, the death timers are so long. One team fight could be enough. You can see the poke trying to be laying down by Priskanet.
Already onto the inhibitor.
Engage needs to be fast before they get poked out. Energy taking a little bit of damage there.
Yeah, he's taking a little bit. He's able to shield up. Shackle smites there. Going to use the blast cone. Sorry, not the blast cone. The satchel charge to get away. Meanwhile, in the bot side of the map, Kakan trying to deal with Fiala. Fiala's got those Baroned up minions to work with for the moment.
Problem is, it's really hard to engage. There's no wards behind to look for a TP flank. That's going to be what set it off. But essentially, they're waiting for energy to find a Crescent Slash and to go in on it. Flash not available for Priskanet, but Merbs has his. Shackle's so low already.
Yeah, so is this inhibitor though. It's being poked down, and they've got the Ocean to work with. The Ocean Soul here. Energy stepping forward, looks for that Crescent Slash, unable to find his mark. Khan, meanwhile, looks to push up this bot side. He's playing a nuisance here for his team. That's going to be the Chain of Corruption. Yike looks to jump into the backline. Solar Flare's there. They get the Cataclysm off. A massive bomb onto Takeset, but Takeset holds his life. The Vampire Acceptor's big for him, but he is shut down in the backside. Fiala, low HP, and now that's going to be another one picked up in return. It's a 2 for 2 so far, but Shackle will fall. Energy has no Lunar Rush available to him. He has only the Braum to keep him alive, and only a Nexus as a structure remaining. That's going to be the barrel set up for the moment. Energy goes golden. He's trying to wait out the time, trying to keep himself alive as long as possible, but Merbs is taking a lot of damage. Energy's able to get it. Look at the shields. It's not enough, and Hybrid almost losing the base again, but this time they will take the Nexus. 25 minutes on the clock, and Hybrid find their first win of the Nordic Championship.
Oh, it was so close, but the difference maker was Kakan, that ultimate just doing so much damage, and the coordination was there. They cataclysmed the Varus, they put down the Cannon Barrage, they put down the Super Bomb.
Mega Inferno Bomb.
Mega Inferno Bomb. I gotta mix it with Jinx. Big bomb thing, dead Varus, you know. And then Kakan comes in, and this Gangplank's just so strong, putting out so much damage, and this is the issue, is that it was shown that Bifrost cannot really do well in the early mid-game stages.
Yeah.
And when they were up against a team like Hybrid, who picked better scaling options in the Ziggs and the Gangplank, even though they put up a valiant effort, it just wasn't enough. They had a composition that spiked in the mid-game. They were close. They had a good attempt there, but the Gangplank just completely overpowered them on the back end.
It was back and forth towards the end, but in the end, it did push in favor of Hybrid, and Bifrost have been handed their first loss of the tournament. Obviously, we are already on week 1, day 2, so not too much of a gut punch.
Devastating.
50% win rate.
Yeah, both teams on 50% win rate.
That was good. Hybrid needed that, but we're going to be coming to a quick break. When we're back with game number 3, which will be Dusty versus Atlantio, so don't go anywhere. We'll see you in a second.